If contractors stay on schedule, at least part of the Mississippi Aquarium opens in early 2019. The governor, Gulfport's mayor, and other community leaders say it will change the tourism landscape of the coast. The state and the city have a vested interest in its success because the bulk of the $93 million price tag comes from taxpayers. Because public money is tied to the aquarium, we started digging to make sure the tourism attraction doesn't become a drain on the city. Downtown Gulfport is a busy place these days, tons of dirt coming in to make way for the aquarium. It won't be cheap. The total cost, $93 million, including $56 million for construction, more than $12 million for startup costs, including buying animals, $10 million for design and engineering, and more than $14 million for land acquisition. Aquarium backers say it will be worth it.
I believe it's an investment in the future of the Gulf Coast, because we are so lacking in a diversity of entertainment for families. And I think this will add to that list, and it will fill up a hole that's currently there.
A good portion of the cost will come from taxpayers, about $57 million. A public vote to earmark that money for the aquarium was not necessary. Members of the STEPS Coalition believe votes should be required.
Taxpayers should actually have the right to have a say about whether or not they want to pay for that bond, because they're ultimately liable. They're ultimately the ones that are going to pay.
Will the aquarium make money? The original attendance projections in a 2015 analysis said up to 557,000 visitors a year would come to the aquarium. To build a baseline budget, though, aquarium officials now place that figure at a more conservative 350,000 visitors. If that happens, the aquarium could generate revenues of $8 million a year, with annual expenses totaling $7.5 million. But there are doubters. Just look to the east in Biloxi, where another attraction has fallen short of expectations.
Developers promote a project so that people can get excited about it, but that's always a possibility that the project may not pan out, as we saw with MGM Park.
In the aquarium business, there are no guarantees. Ron Foreman oversees the Aquarium of the Americas in New Orleans.
On strictly economic development of the viability of an aquarium, with revenue coming in and expenses going out, there's a wide range of successes. There's also a wide range of failures.
There is one thing that does tip the scales in favor of success.
The most important thing in building the facilities I've seen across the country is they don't come in with a lot of debt. If they owe money that they have to borrow to build the aquarium, that's a tough thing, to make enough money to pay off debt and have operating money.
However, supporters say these attractions offer something unique. David Kimmel should know. For years he worked at the Georgia Aquarium in Atlanta. Gulfport recently lured Kimmel to the Magnolia State so he could oversee the Mississippi Aquarium.
If you look at the demographics and the marketplace that's there, aquariums are different. This is places where we come to learn. It is an educational opportunity for our school kids. It is a place, again, to come and explore together.
Another possible concern, competition with the aquarium in New Orleans. That's not a concern, city leaders say. In fact, they think a marketing partnership between the Audubon facility and the Gulfport Aquarium could be developed. Concern number 3, the Institute for Marine Mammal Studies on Gulfport's industrial seaway. A new IMMS aquarium is about to open. Proponents say, don't worry, they'll complement each other.
We have a children's museum in Mobile. We have a children's museum in New Orleans. We also have a children's museum in Gulfport. And we do not seem to impact the others in any negative way.
Now, tomorrow night, we'll delve deeper into the impact the aquarium might have on coast tourism. We'll also look at something that's perhaps even more important. Will the aquarium still be around if another Katrina slams into the Gulf Coast? When the first feasibility study came out 2 years ago, the figures were glowing. But a new analysis by a University of Southern Mississippi researcher paints a more realistic picture about what we can expect. Still, the numbers are impressive, at least 400 jobs, as much as $380 million in economic impact if attendance projections meet expectations. The key to success for the Mississippi Aquarium, attracting repeat customers paying about $20 to $25 apiece.
We can bring in traveling exhibits on a yearly basis or an every 6-month basis where people have a reason to come back and visit us again and again and see something new and different.
If that happens, the preliminary findings in a USM study indicate this will occur. The aquarium will create at least 400 jobs, have an economic impact of at least $297 million, and generate tax revenue between $13 and $20 million. Even with $57 million in the bank right now, aquarium officials still need to raise another $36 million through sponsors or donations to fund the entire project. There's a plan in place if that doesn't happen right away.
One of the things that's really beautiful about our layout and our design is the fact that we can build in components and build up as cash flow comes in.
While some social advocacy groups aren't necessarily against building this aquarium, some of the leaders of those organizations do have questions about the use of taxpayer dollars, saying that money could be used better somewhere else, something with perhaps an even greater impact on the overall tourism bottom line. Howard Page is with the Gulf Restoration Network.
This money could be spent for better uses. Of course, we have our beaches closed constantly because of the failing sewer systems. And there are numbers of other recovery projects that we could be doing after the damage from BP to bring our beaches back, which of course support our tourist industry. So that's what we'd like to see.
There are also concerns about nearby competition in New Orleans and the soon-to-open Institute for Marine Mammal Studies Aquarium, also in Gulfport. The sugar white sand is a sure thing.
The beaches on the coast have supported our tourist industry for over 50 years, and it's a proven draw for our businesses here. Whereas an aquarium, competing with New Orleans is an unknown. The costs are unknown, and will people come is an unknown.
Another unknown, hurricanes. A feasibility study issued 2 years ago calls that a real threat. Can the aquarium withstand another Katrina?
We're bringing in truck after truck after truck of fill dirt. We're taking that site and we're raising it up about 10 feet high to get us above Katrina flood levels as well. So we're building for Katrina flood levels, we're building for hurricane strength winds.
It's really a matter of risk versus reward.
When we have the connector from the aquarium across Highway 90 into the park, it'll be worth that risk. I really do believe that.
The aquarium will have dolphins on display, similar to IMMS. Animal rights activists have expressed concern for years about keeping marine mammals in captivity.
Animals in our care allow us to understand more about animals in the wild and help us understand how to take care of them out there.
Back in New Orleans, at the Aquarium of the Americas, is Gulfport considered a competitor?
When you take the 1.3 million of our population metropolitan-wise and the 10, 11 million tourists, that gives us 12 million people to deal with. We're going to do quite fine for our facility, and we don't worry at all about any potential competition.
Now, another coast attraction built partially using public tax dollars is the Infinity Science Center in Hancock County. Almost half of the $30 million price tag for Infinity came out of your pockets. Did that pay off? The executive director of Infinity offers a unique perspective. The Infinity comparison is a web exclusive you'll only find on WLOX.com.